Okay, so I'm going through my nightly search on my Google, excuse me, and I'm just scrolling through. Do y'all see this right here? Growing measles outbreak. Are you serious? In Washington. Growing measles outbreak in Washington, spreading fear among parents. Let's watch the video. I haven't seen it yet. Sorry about that. If I can get it to play. Some won't play while you're screen recording.
Tag.
Why you just love ads?
You're it.
Toyota, let's go places.
A growing measles outbreak in the Pacific Northwest is spreading fear among many parents. Washington State has declared a public health emergency. There are now 35 cases in Clark County alone. It's part of a worsening measles problem across the country. Jamie Yukas is outside a Walmart in Vancouver, Washington, one of more than 50 places confirmed as a public exposure location.
Wow.
Jamie, good morning.
Good morning. It's places like this Walmart, schools, churches, and grocery stores where people may have been exposed. Measles has an infection rate of 90% for anyone exposed and not immunized, with no visible symptoms for weeks. This is what the measles looks like. It's not just uncomfortable, it can be deadly. Studies show almost 30% of children younger than 5 who get the measles will have to be hospitalized. Parents are concerned, like mother of 3, Miranda Smith.
It's their lives on the line, honestly. If they're not vaccinated and something like this happens, then what am I going to do to save them?
The 35 confirmed cases in Washington state prompted Governor Jay Inslee to declare a state of emergency.
This can be a serious disease, and you need to get on top of these things quickly to prevent really significant spread.
18 states, including Washington, allow parents to decide not to vaccinate their children due to moral, personal, or other beliefs. There were nearly 350 measles cases recorded last year in 26 states and the District of Columbia, the second greatest number since the disease was eliminated in the year 2000. New York State is facing its worst outbreak in decades with more than 200 cases.
It's very hard to change people's minds, especially when you're talking about the health of their children.
Belima Marcus is a nurse practitioner in New York working to combat misinformation that claims vaccines cause cancer, diabetes, and autism, all disproven by the CDC. She says this anti-vaccination pamphlet has been distributed throughout Brooklyn's ultra-Orthodox Jewish community, where 62 children have contracted the disease.
I think that percentage is higher in the Orthodox communities due to all of the propaganda and fear tactics. There are so many pieces of misinformation, some outright lies that, when put all together, reveal a very terrifying picture of vaccination.
The virus is spread through the air and lingers. If one sick child coughs in a room and leaves, another unvaccinated person can still be exposed hours later. Officials now worry the virus will spread to other large metropolitan areas.
What types of things are you doing to contain it?
We're having our children stay home for a number of days. We're asking people actually to be diagnosed in their homes, not actually to go to the doctor's office, because that can infect people in the office.
Now, if children get the measles vaccine, they're 95% protected. Washington state has introduced legislation to remove the personal vaccination exemption, but it's already facing some opposition from some parents who feel the bill takes away their freedom. Bianna?
Jamie, thank you. And people have such strong feelings about this. It's one thing to protect your own freedoms. It's another to infringe on other people's health. Right?
Yeah, and the science is very clear on this, that vaccines are safe.
Yeah, she said 95%. That's not 100%. That 5% can be a matter of life and death for some small children.
On the question.
Okay, leave your comments in the comments section. And ironically, look at the eye behind her. I know that's for CBS. And then all of a sudden, this measles outbreak, like, I didn't know what was going on. I don't know. Here in Georgia, we don't have a choice but to have our kids vaccinated. So, I don't know. Leave your comments in the comment section. Just so happened Walmart was involved. I'm sure they're going to shut it down. They're going to use the measles as an excuse to turn it into a concentration camp. That's just the way it works. So, yeah, I'll leave a link in the description for this. There are 35 cases in Clark County alone. There are more than 50 places in Washington confirmed as public exposure locations where a person with measles have exposed other included retail outlets, schools, churches, and grocery stores. Measles has an infection rate of 90% for anyone exposed and not immunized with no visible symptoms for weeks. Really. Measles are not just uncomfortable, they can be deadly. Studies show almost 30% of children younger than 5 who get the measles will have to be hospitalized, reports CBS News correspondent Jamie. Okay. I'll leave a link. What do you guys think? I mean, all of a sudden, really? Love and light. Take care. Thanks for listening.